Hello, thanks for joining me. My last video for YouTube, I spoke about Mary Portas's business concept of people, planet, and profit. Last time I spoke about the people aspect, and this time I'm going to be speaking about the planet aspect of the concept. So my name is Andrea Jackson. I'm from Nu-Gnu. What we do is we do productive inquiries for training providers. This isn't about that. This is actually about starting up a new business. So about December or January, so it's sort of before the coronavirus was talked about, I was looking at starting a new business. And one of the things we were looking at, there was three of us involved at the time, just having chats. And we looked at, okay, what's the most cost-effective way to run a business? Bearing in mind that we were in different parts of the UK, two people are in Wales, still are, and there's myself in England, in Ludlow, as it is. So it's like how to run a business cost effectively. And one thing I noticed when I was working in businesses is that an awful lot of time would be taken up with meetings, and I've always dealt with national training providers, so there's always been a central point where there's been a meeting, and you have to get to that meeting, and the meetings could be weekly or they could be monthly. You've got a team meeting, you've got an area meeting. There was a lot of that, and that was one thing I wanted to stop. Because I thought that with all of the platforms that are available to us, we really shouldn't be doing that. Also, I looked at different ways of using resources. Again, from my time at training providers, I've gone through forests of paper for handouts, for meeting notes, for agendas. Has everybody got an agenda? Yes, there's 9 people around the desk, the table, and we've all got the same agenda. I mean, really, meeting notes, again, typed up, sent out, and they've got to be printed off. They've got to be printed off. So these were the sort of the things that we were looking at saving the planet, really. So now it's sort of, when we look at it 5, 6 months down the road, we started actually in May to actually get the thing going. And when we're looking at it, so basically I rarely meet my team members. There is no need. There's phone calls. We use WhatsApp, we use ordinary phone, we use Zoom, we use Google, we use Google Drive for Google meetings. We use platforms such as Otter, which can actually record the meetings. And we're finding that that's okay. We're also, when we're dealing with our customers, we deal with them on if they can use their secure platform for meetings, or we can use ours, either or. What we find is that we use Google Drive, and all of our reports that go to the customer, we give links to the encrypted links. So again, from a technology point of view, we are saving the planet simply for the fact of cutting down that cost of fossil fuel. Again, when I think back to the old days, great, and it does feel like the old days now. Being stuck on the A417, anybody who knows the air balloon, nightmare. I do remember coming back from it was Aldershot, came back from Aldershot, and I was coming down and there was snow, and I was listening to a radio station, and the radio station was going, "Oh gosh, you never believe there's so much snow on the A417 and people are getting stuck, and there's 4-hour queues." And she's laughing. She's literally laughing about it. And she's going, "Oh, tell me how long you've been waiting." You know, and I thought, and I could have cried, you know, because I'm thinking this really isn't funny. This is an absolute waste of my time. I'm not actually sure whether I'm going to get home. So for all of those things, when looking at a new business, we thought that this wasn't the way forward. But now fast forward, as I say, to the 5-6 months we've been in running the business, and we're using all of those technologies and all of the things. Of course, we've had the pandemic, in which case most people can't work in an office. Most people have to now work at home. Again, we've had the tier 3s on other areas even today, which means that more and more people are going to be staying at home. The one thing I have found that working from home and working on my own and just having that technology of communication, that link, but not an actual link, is that I do think that sometimes things are slower to get done, simply for the fact I think sometimes when you are by the water cooler or you're having your coffee break or you just have a thought, it is easy to just to talk to somebody and just say, oh, by the way, have you thought? But on the other hand, of course, I do remember when I used to have to go into the office, I used to go in, say, once, twice a week, that you would find your productivity going so down because you were being interrupted constantly because somebody wanted help with their job. And actually, sometimes if you weren't in that office, they may have worked it out first before they gave you a call. So there's twos and fros, and I think we do need to look at the mental health of people that are working on their own. Sorry, I've got notes here because I do forget things that are working on their own. I think one of the things that I've found is that I have to have a routine. There has to be a routine. So 8:30, sit at my desk, and I go through all of the things, go and have a break. I think if I didn't do that, I would end up procrastinating, not getting things done at all, not even later, just not getting them done at all, and then coming out feeling that I haven't achieved something. So I think for those sorts of things, we need to be looking at the mental health of people that are working on their own. So as I say, that working at home can have its own issues. However, when we look at how it's helping the planet, I do think the fact that certainly during the lockdown, there really wasn't that much traffic on the road, that you have seen nature start to come back a little bit. So I do think that we've actually moved a lot further forward of where we were. However, I don't think we've come anywhere near to where we need to be if we're really looking at changing the climate change or changing how we recycle, because I think that's a far broader issue than today. But if I sort of to conclude, so basically we do have issues. Certainly one of the issues that now we are communicating by emails, by Zoom meetings, by Google meetings, the bandwidth, the broadband have problems sometimes. There is problems with connectivity. I think you've only got to listen to the radio and they're trying to get guests on and the phone just drops out. So you can see that there is a problem. So I think we do have problems with working at home. But I do think we still should be looking, when we're looking at our business, we should be looking at the people and the planet first before we look at the profit. However, the profit is the next thing that I want to be talking about, because I think that's obviously it's very important. But I think it has its place and it has its structure of where it should be in the concept of people, planet and profit. So thank you so much for listening to me. Now, if you want to get involved in any of our discussions, we've got a Facebook page, and on our Facebook page we've got group discussions, and we talk about things about anything to do with education, any types of education. We start a discussion every week. So if you want to join that, if you'd just like to contact me on andrea@nu-gnu.com, it is coming across on the ticker tape as we speak. We've obviously got a web page. Our web page is www.nu-gnu.com. Nu-Gnu.com. Check us out. I will add you on our. You should be able to see our Facebook page if you just look for it, Nu-Gnu. But if not, just let me know through Andrea at Nu-Gnu.com. And I'll add you onto the group page, and you can join in all our discussions. We've got a nice little band of people, and they're weekly discussions. So thank you very, very much for your time. As I say, next time I'll be talking about the profit, which I'm really looking forward to. But in the meantime, if you want to get involved in Nu-Gnu, just contact me at Andrea at Nu-Gnu, nu-gnu.com, and I'll add you to the Facebook community page or the Facebook page. Many thanks then. Bye-bye.